Kuntanaton, I have one question I just want to fire at you very quickly. You have been on the receiving end of a great deal of hostility. Many people are really dislike what you stand for, and in the eyes of some, you're the new Thaksin Shinawatra. How do you feel about that, and how are you different from Thaksin?
Well, like I said, we are trying to build a party here. It's not about myself, you know. And talking about this, I would like to talk about my dream. The ultimate dream of this party is to change this country for the better. It's not about me being the prime minister, and I think we have to make that clear. If you look at how we build the party, you would understand. If you look at how the working of the party is, you would understand this party. The party working is totally different from the working of parties related to Kun Thaksin. So we are, and again, I trying not to be Thaksin by wanting to put my assets in the blind trust, and then this blind trust become a big issue of me trying to hide my assets, and they're accusing me of being another Thaksin. But no, the intention is, we learned a lot from him, and the intention is to do what to do what is right, and I want to end the accusation of conflict of interest, which is the very big in the case of Thaksin. I want to end this conflict of interest by putting all my assets in this blind trust, and for the first time, a Thai politician gonna do this. So,
Thank you, Michael. Do you want to put a question?
Michael Mackey, freelance. You talked about this very laudable goal of an institutional party for Thailand. Yet, even in the process of having just set up a party, you talked about all the obstacles you faced. And I have two questions. Do you think that all these obstacles just arose because of what you were saying? Or do you think there was some degree of coordination between all the obstacles that you faced? And the second thing is, looking forward, actually, if you could answer that one first.
Obstacles? You mean these lawsuits?
Was it an
I
organised
just mean
plan?
everything that you faced, the obstruction from the Electoral Commission at grassroots level.
I think it's systematic. I think it's well planned. I cannot tell you what we have heard behind the scene. What I couldn't tell you because we don't have concrete evidence. But what I could tell you is that we believe it is politically motivated, and it has been done very, very systematic.
And look, so thank you for that answer. But looking forward, do you not think that if it's systematic, the idea of an institutional party, which is itself institutional, counter-system, might see the people who are putting these sticking the boot in, to put no finer point on it, might see them step it up one step further? Are you aware of the battle you seem to be creating for yourself?
We are fully aware of that. Maybe two weeks from now, the party might be dissolved. Who knows? But if you think about that, you wouldn't be able to do anything. If I'm afraid, I go home and sleep. I'm not doing all this. I mean, I don't know how to put it. I think you don't concern yourself with things that you cannot control. We cannot control them. All the powers are in their hands. We cannot control them. So don't concern yourself with that. Concern yourself with what you can control. Building a better party is something that concerns you, that you can control. Building a better party, educating our MPs to be a better MPs. These are things that you can control. So work on the things that you can control, and bother less with things that you cannot control. Because if you think about it more, it's gonna give you more headache, right? So be positive and be very straightforward with the people. I'm communicating with them. I'm not a threat. I'm not a threat, but we are the solution, not the threat. So there's nothing to be afraid in what we are doing. So
next question, please.
Hi สวัสดีค่ะคุณธนาธร I'm จันทนีเงินเพิ่มพูนค่ะ So two questions. What will you do if the party is dissolved? I mean, during all of the lawsuit that you're facing is lead to the dissolve of the parties. So what is next if that happen? The second one is, what do you think, like, when the people saying that you are not the politicians, you more highlight the revolutionary?
Okay. So the first question, what I'm gonna do if the party is dissolved? I'm gonna be unemployed. That's much is clear.
Not true.
I'm just kidding. There are two scenarios after that. First, I'm gonna be in jail or not, because if they're gonna dissolve the party, I have to be, the executive committees of the party, executive directors of the party has to be criminally charged and be guilty, so that they can dissolve the party. So, if that's the case, I don't know. If I have to be in jail, so be it. That's what we prepare for. But if not, I would like to do some social work. I'm not going back to business. I'm not going to do any profit-oriented. I don't want to work in any profit-oriented organization again. I mean, work in a profit organization and push this profit. I have this profit maximization, the mindset for almost 20 years, and I have enough of it. So I'm gonna do some, if I'm gonna do business again, I'm gonna do this, the so-called, how you call that, social enterprise. In English, there's a new bill just passed the parliament, I think last month, about the formation of the social enterprise in Thailand. So maybe I use that mechanism to contribute to the society. The second question.
Are you Che Guevara?
Pardon me?
Are you Thailand's Che Guevara?
Oh, I don't know. Being a revolutionary, that's too much a compliment. I don't think, I'm not the radical, in that sense. I'm not the radical. What I'm trying to do, the dream of Thailand I want to make, it's not radical, it's normal. It's normal in many parts of the world and in places where you guys come from. Things that I'm talking about is normal. So it's nothing radical at all, except in this country, of course. So I think that's my answer.